Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of ISOC at StarCraft. I am the Pharaoh of Fail, the Evangelical EFG, the ISOC, and you are about to witness a pretty good game between JD, and up here in the top is DarkAngelus. It is the map, the Shattered Temple, and it's going to be probably a fairly good game. DarkAngelus, he likes a lot of early pressure. He likes to bring a lot of, like this new build that he's got going on. It has lots of zealots and sentries mixed in. It's hard to understand how it works, but trust me, it does. In some weird, strange way. Even using force fields, his zealots still work. So go figure that one. So here we go. We'll get it started. We have DarkAngelus and JD both scouting early. Always important. Always important. Do get one early scout in. So you kind of get an idea of what your opponent's doing in the early game, so you can kind of counter the early game. So you can get into macro and all that heavy stuff. JD is going to get in here a little bit earlier. He will scout that a gateway is coming down. Still a little bit too early to know too much. And here comes DarkAngelus. He is going to get up in here, and he is going to see a nice little wall off here by JD. This is always interesting, the wall off play here. I don't see the point of it in Protoss versus Protoss. Really not really a point. Protoss versus Zerg, yeah, you might want to wall off, but Protoss is not going to matter all that much. Chases JD's little probe out of the arena, and here we're going to see first gateway finishes. And he's deciding to actually chrono boost out his probes, and the difference here is we have DarkAngelus up here, and he's actually saving on all that just to pump out his warp gate tech and get that as soon as possible. So that's an interesting difference between the two styles of play here. Let's go ahead and go to production and see what's being produced. Anyway, here comes the warp gate tech from both players. And as you'll see, the difference in the warp gate tech, definitely seen a faster DarkAngelus warp gate tech coming out. So, and he's not really probably all that behind in production. If we look at the income tabs, no, not really, just down by maybe 100 mineral, and that is all. That's about it. So definitely, I personally would definitely agree with Mr. Angelus in saving up all that energy to boost out your cybernetics core and get that done faster. Let's go back to the production tag, and as you can see, he's only about halfway now, whereas we're about 40 production away from getting that warp gate tech, and that's just going to be beautiful for. Oh, and here we go with the early sentry play here by DarkAngelus. Meanwhile, we do have once. That's interesting that he's got it down on the ramp. And normally, if you're actually going to do a serious block, you're going to block it off right up in here. But instead, he has it down here on the ramp, and that's interesting. I think that's one mistake by him. Meanwhile, DarkAngelus, he does have his warp gate tech all finished, and JD's is just finishing a second later. We'll see if this has any consequences to it, as we are not seeing the warp gates getting used right now. And here we go. Here we go with 3 more sentries. Always interesting. Meanwhile, up here we have a nice little mix of Stalker, Sentry, and a single Zealot. Both players are about the same, not too much difference. I think if Dark Angelus would have macroed up his army a little bit faster here, he is going to go ahead and get the Zealot legs also. And you're going to probably start seeing lots of Zealots come out, and that Zealot legs is going to be out in a jiff. I always love this play. You whip out by him. You get some Zealot legs real early. Those Zealots could be very, very tough and very, very damaging with the Zealot legs on top of some sentry play, offering protection from the Stalkers. So let's say we start taking a look at our army tabs. Oh, sorry, unit tabs. We are going to see a Stalker sentry play versus Sentry Zealot. Wow, I don't understand why you're not pushing out. If he would have known right now that this is what he's up against, I don't see why you don't push early. Instead, he's going to let these sentries sit back and gain energy. I mean, you look at this. Look at this. You got 164 energy, 119 energy. Yeah. You don't sit back in this, because now he's going to get his army to push out. And as you see, 7 Zealots and 6 sentries versus 2 Zealots, 7 Stalkers and 3 sentries. We're going to see which is going to hold up here as Dark Angelus moves out with an early push, taking the center. Meanwhile, yeah, here you macro up a few more units here. Now you got 8 sentries and 8 Zealots.